True life and music history. The Ants Human Stars podcast. With your hosts, Caleb and Digo. Are you ready? Steady. Go.
We have two guests today with us. We have Ariel, Black Ariel, and we have Miles Morales.
Miles Morales?
Miles Morales. We got Miles.
That's cool. Your newest pops. I have this street that's like here in Barcelona that's like, I don't know why everyone collectively decided that this is going to be like comic book street.
I love that.
And there's multiple stores and whatever. And it's like they're all, but of course they're all selling the pops as well.
Mm-hmm.
It has permeated all cultures, far and wide, mostly white.
Yeah, I know.
Did I just say it? I didn't mean to be so harsh.
It's the truth, though. Look, we're gonna tell the truth.
But it's good that they are diversifying in their pops.
I know, and that's why I collect the ones that I do, because it's not a whole lot of us. It's not a whole lot of us that get featured. So when we are, I have to take advantage. But as a Funko Pop collector,
Connoisseur, collector,
I am
and
a
extraordinaire.
Yes. Because of that, I do recognize that Funko is just another corporation and like capitalistic in their model. So I don't anymore buy every single Black Pop because
You don't have anywhere to put them.
that too. But also so they come out with different variants. So they'll have so these two are both exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have them. They have what we have, what we in the community call commons, and those are just found anywhere at any store,
Gas
that
station,
you can think of. Yeah,
Target.
gas station. Literally.
Yeah.
And they will come out with like 5 different variants of, let's say, a Batman with a black cape, a Batman with a gray cape, a Batman with a gray cape, and then he just has his hand up instead of down. And so it's like, okay, this is totally just a money-making scheme. And so now I only collect the exclusives because collecting all the commons, there's no guarantee that they're even going to be worth anything. And
now, how expensive?
It's totally just
How expensive are these exclusives? Because when I think of this, it reminds me a lot of
Beanie Babies.
Well, Beanie Babies 100%, but like bring it more modern, modern, but bring it more into our Magic cards. I think maybe like 10 years ago or so, it was like still on fire. I don't know where Magic cards are today, probably still, but like, a card could cost you $250,000 just because, it's give you 5 mana or something. What I don't know, whatever. So this culture of this has always been the thing. I think the pops, I just like having their like debut moment now, and will they stay or will they go is always the question. What is your hope for how much do you think a pop will be in about 50 years?
So that's the thing. I can as much as I love Funko Pops and I think they're cool, and I'm, like you said, a connoisseur and all this stuff, they're screwing themselves. And you probably haven't seen the headlines, I'm guessing, but
the headlines for Funko Pops? No.
Well, yeah, because the company has been losing like hundreds of millions of dollars because they have all of this backstock. Because like I said, they're following the capitalistic model that says grow, make more. But you have the random Funko Pop collectors that maybe like you might have one Funko Pop that somebody gave you or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is cute. Then you have the people like me who are like, oh, I'm collecting these and I'm like specific and whatnot. But the point is, they're making enough. I'm getting all impassioned about this, like we saving the world. They're making they're churning them out at the rate as if like every kid is clamoring for every single one, and that's not the case. And so um literally within like the last 6 months, because I have my Instagram account for my pops, and I follow all these other Instagram accounts about pops, and everybody's been showing where like exclusives will come out literally, and then a week later they're in Five Below. Now I don't know how or why that happens, but I do know it has something to do with the fact that it's overproduction. The how did they say um the want, but that's not the word.
Demand.
What do they call it? Demand? Yeah, the
Yeah.
demand is not there for the supply that they're putting out. So I say all that to say, to answer your question, as much as I love it, they are definitely running themselves into the ground. What they should do is keep it niche. They need to, when it comes to commons, because yes, they have the exclusives, but when it comes to the commons, they need to put out like, say, all right, we're gonna do a 25,000 pop run of this, and then it's done. As opposed to what they do, even with the exclusives now, which they didn't do, is they do that 25,000, and then it sells, and people are going crazy, and then they do another, and then another, and then another,
Until it
and so
stops.
it's like literally, yeah, until they have 25,000 just sitting in their warehouse, which is what has been happening, because again, the demand is there. You've already, like, you oversaturated the market. So I hope that they get it together and change their ways, because yes, it will go the way of Beanie Babies very quickly, because there's no exclusivity about it anymore. It's like, oh well, and as a collector, I recognize that one, it's just not sustainable, first of all, on a business level, but two, I do think it takes a little of the like fun out of it. But again, even with me saying that, I do want to emphasize that I do want, it is nice that everybody can get the pop that they want, but it still is fun to have that like hunt. Also, last note, and then I'll shut up. You're asking the prices on the exclusive. So the thing is, too, you want to try and get, so like this Miles one is from an exclusive at Target, and then the Ariel one is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but they put them out at Targets. And you want to grab those like at the store, because then you can get them for the regular price of like $10.99 or whatever, $12.99. Because what happens is then, because there are some that are still very exclusive. Like there's this one pop from Spider-Man that I wanted that's an exclusive, but that's like gone. And so what happens is also, in every sector of things that are like collectibles, people buy them and then they resell them. And so what you want to try and get them when they're the actual $12, as opposed to somebody's gonna put it back up on eBay or something and then charge $45, and it's like, okay, this really isn't worth $45 yet. So yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, so I don't know if they'll even be around in 5 years, if they again continue the way that they're going. And there you have it.
This is from history.com, about Beanie Babies. In the end, the excessive greed seemed to infect the parent company Ty Incorporated, which was accused not of criminality, but of trying to manipulate and saturate the market. The company's efforts eventually contributed to the implosion of the 1990s fad.
There you go.
Will Funko Pops
Funkos go that way.
suffer the same fate? Stay tuned.
Find out next time on Ants, Humans, and Stars. Yeah, no, literally. I'm like, what are they doing? What are you doing?
I mean,
But
as with
it's
this,
not-
it's yeah. I mean, like, you make money from it, you want to get more money from it, and you just keep at it, and no one has this like, we want to keep this company forever. No, it's just like, let's make the money now, girl. Now,
Yeah.
burn it,
Which
light it on fire.
Which I don't, and you tell me what your mindset is. My mindset is like, yeah, I understand that whole idea of like, let's just make all the money now, but I feel like that's kind of dumb. Like, this is definitely something that may not last forever, but you could definitely, again, if they kept this a niche thing, because they have license for everyone and everything.
How did they get
So
that?
it's not like they're.
They
I
just
don't.
pay
That's,
up
I'm.
the ass. That's probably what
Yeah,
it is.
I really don't know how
It's
they
just
do
like
that.
Netflix. Same thing. The
Yeah.
same thing that Netflix or any of these streaming services have to do with things that they don't own. They rent them essentially for a price for some time, and that's it. The license. Of course.
Well, I wonder for the real people, because they do real people that are still
They
alive,
probably
so
give
pop
them
stars, rock
a-
stars. I wonder if they get a cut, because
Yeah.
some of these
Or
music
a cut
artists that
or
they've done.
a once lump sum to use their likeness.
Yeah, maybe. I do know that some of the I remember like TLC when theirs first came out, they were like signing and they're like, we didn't even know what a Funko Pop was. So I am curious if they get a cut. But but really quick, yes, I understand that. Let's just make a bunch of money. But like again, I think if you kept this a niche thing, and like I said, because they have they just came out with Family Matters pops, I gotta get them. Family Matters, a show from the '90s, if anybody's wondering.
Can you sing the song?
Steve Urkel. Oh man, frick! Why am I thinking of the
This
Full
day
House
and
theme song?
age.
To read any good news on a newspaper page, love and tradition are the grand designs. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well, there must be just some magic glue inside his gentle walls. Because all I see is the sun. Real love bursting out of every scene. Days go by in the bigger love in the family. But my point, this could last for like a good 20 years minimum. I don't know why you would want to I mean, I don't know how long they've been in operation. It's got to be like 8, almost 10 years maybe. But I don't know why you would want to just do it really fast and then run it into the ground. That's my point. That's my whole point of like, this could be something that you could live off of for the rest of your life. Why rush it and then, you're 55 and like, all right, we got to find something new because this is over. I genuinely, I say that genuinely, like, I don't understand that mindset.
Well, I think it has to do with obviously who started it, who made it, and why they did it. I mean, is this a product that is like this random Canadian company is trying to push this new razor that's going to be like really good razor. It's not going to give you the bumps. It's going to last forever, and there's this passion for the quality and workmanship of a whatever versus this is a toy, and toys are like notoriously, just let's sell them as much as it's a toy, but it's not a toy. I know, I get it. It's like it's both. It's like, but this is like
because
a
it's not just kids.
Yeah,
this is like adults.
But it's
grown
not
adults.
it's not a cloth. It's not. You're not using this.
I got you.
There's not a quality control needed necessarily. I mean, if you took the box out and the head fell off, like you'd be like, whatever, I'm gonna put this back on, I'm gonna put it back in the box, and it's all good.
Or if you're like me, you don't even take them out of the box.
Exactly. So there's no like real. It's like you basically look at it, you're like, okay, yes, it's the thing, done, complete, transaction complete. To understand Funko's business model, it's important to understand their license purchases. To reproduce famous characters, Funko must pay a royalty for the use of intellectual property of those brands. These licenses must also consider various aspects, such as trademarks, blah 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 blah. So they do have to pay.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's like they pay everybody, even people. But when you say they didn't know,
well, I hope that there's.
It was a Funko thing to begin with, and somehow either they have agents that handle this, and we're like clearing this for them, and it's just like whatever, a bunch of thing that they always do in order to propel, they run their Instagram, they like just in general marketing for this person, and this person had no idea. But I mean, like, tell me you wouldn't know that you're all of a sudden a doll.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
if there's a doll of me out there,
weird.
it's got my name on it. Imagine Digo.
Well, I was gonna say
this little bobblehead like thing, and it has my name, and I don't know what else you would put on it to like describe myself. And I didn't know. I didn't have one.
I know, it's like weird. But I was gonna say, I was like, okay, well, we need Funko to hang around for another 5 years, because when this podcast takes off, we need Funko Pops of ourselves,
of course. And I mean, like,
and human stars. I'm not surprised that they haven't even started that yet, because they have, but they have all the different, like some of these will say like movies, rocks, which
so
is
they should
for
be
rock stars.
Podcast version.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have podcasts.
They will if they stay alive.
Yeah, they have the movies and TV shows and music and what they have directors, because they have like Ava DuVernay and Spike Lee and Steven Spielberg, all those people. So yeah, I'm surprised they haven't gotten podcast yet, but I'm sure it's coming, like you said.
Thanks for listening to the Ants Human Stars podcast with Caleb and Digo. Stay connected and get updates about new episodes by visiting our website, antshumanstars.com, and by subscribing wherever you listen to podcasts. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a positive rating and review, and share about us with your community on social media. Thanks, y'all. We really appreciate it.